Something moving big. Oh,
hang
slogan.
out around there that way. All right, now go ahead.
Armani, now that you guys have lost games, do you feel like maybe there's some pressure off you guys going into this game at Georgia Tech? Do you feel like you can maybe play a little freer?
I feel like the pressure's still on. Still a standard and expectation to meet. Still want to win the rest of these games and go win the ACC.
Armani, how have you tried to go about staying patient to get on the field? Because obviously you didn't transfer here not to play. What's that process been like for you? Has it been difficult? I mean, you're an older guy that has played a lot of games. You know, just what has that whole dynamic been like for you?
Basically just, staying in it, not losing focus. Overall, just keep making plays in practice so the coaches keep you involved. And that's really what kept me in it, just making plays in practice and showing them that I could be out there on the field and to gain their trust. So just staying patient, basically.
That's probably not the most easy thing to do, is it? Like, is that a difficult thing for
Oh yeah,
an athlete?
it was definitely difficult, some late nights. But I mean, I got over it pretty quickly and just realized like it's bigger than me. It's a long season and my time will come.
Gene said yesterday that I had actually asked him a question about you with all your experience that you have with your comfort in the defense and maybe being here, meshing with that experience, and he thinks that's now happened, and that's one of the reasons why you were on the field a lot the other night and probably will be moving forward. Can you take us through the process of matching your experience that Adam was talking about with being comfortable, not just with what you guys are doing here, but being here?
Definitely. It's just a different system, I guess, coming from VT. So learning his system was, a big challenge and stuff, big pro style defense and stuff like that. So once I got comfortable, it was an easy flowing transition and stuff. And then we sat down and had some conversation. He just told me just get ready because my opportunities were going to come. And, I just ended up making plays.
You have made plays. You had a big interception against Minnesota, and then the other night you had 2 huge plays.
Yeah.
Is that just kind of the caginess of an experienced guy making those plays, or what else brings that out in you to be able to make those kind of plays?
Playing within the defense, basically. So, like, on the goal line, on the interceptions, just playing within the defense, knowing where your help is, knowing where your help isn't. And then actually realizing who your matchup is. They felt like they probably had a size different, him being 6'4", me being like 6 foot. So that, and then on the fumble, I would just say it's just like going in there trying to get the ball out. We're down some scores and we need to get the ball back. So it's really all or nothing at that point. So that's how I felt.
With both Tayon and Marcus being so young in that cornerback room, have you taken on the role of a mentor, showing them the ropes?
Yeah, I definitely talk to Tayon and Marcus a lot. Try to keep them in it. Always spread my knowledge because of how long I've been in the game. But overall, Tayon and Marcus are pretty two smart guys. They learn fast, catch on fast. So I feel like me just being there, sometimes I feel like I am Coach Jones, like GA, because I be telling them some stuff. But we're all a tight bonded group and stuff like that. We all get along together. Nobody's ever jealous of one another. But it's a great room to be in, honestly.
Do they remind you of a younger you at all sometimes?
Yeah, definitely Marcus. Marcus picks up on everything pretty fast. So I tell him all the time, bro, as long as you take this knowledge from this program and carry it on, you'll be pretty good.
Armani, are those plays, the opportunity to make the plays, are they going to be there because it seems like nobody throws Marcus's way much? It seems like, whether it's this, you or Tayon, it seems like that's the side they're trying to target. You know what I mean?
I tell Marcus, it might be how tall he is, his length.
Right.
People are probably scared of him. I don't know what it is, but we talk about it all the time. He really doesn't get any passes thrown his way. But when he does, honestly, you see he makes plays. He gets a lot of PBUs and stuff. But I just tell him, you got to come down with some footballs. Coming towards the end of the season, if you want to make all ACC, all American or something like that, we got to get some interceptions.
Right. Yeah. Got to put up some numbers.
Definitely.
How much did the injury set you back as far as not just understanding what you guys are doing, but just being comfortable being here after spending so much time at Virginia Tech and having to get comfortable being around a new place and a former rival?
I'll say it didn't set me back too much. It was just the simple fact of learning something on a playbook and then actually going out there and doing it is 2 different things. So, you learn it, obviously you see it, and then you have to go do a lot of things a lot of times to master your craft. So I feel like that was my biggest setback because I would get out there, I would know the coverage, this, and that, but then I would have to realize in my head, like, I do have a post safety, I do have to fit this gap, that gap. It's not just always X's and O's, it's because it moves at a different speed out there. So, I feel like that was my biggest problem, just going out there, having those live reps. But I feel like I wasn't set back that much besides just the competing aspect of, not getting reps during the spring.
I would imagine being as experienced as you are kind of helped you in that process.
Oh yeah, it definitely
Great
helped me
process for you.
understand it, yeah, and then having some extra meeting time with Coach Chiswick and Coach Jones.
Coach Chiswick and Coach Jones, they've talked a lot about cross-training the guys in the DB room because there have been some injuries there. So have you trained some at Star just in case something happens to Elijah?
Yeah, I've played star. Yeah, I'd probably say I could play almost every position on that defense by now, besides like D-line. I pretty much know a lot of it ever since like the beginning of like camp. I really sat in that hotel and just looked over playbook a lot of times, watched film from last season and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm pretty comfortable. Like I could go play star.
Take us
No
through
D-line though, right?
No D-line.
Take us through step by step of the play to get the ball out from Hollins, because like you said, it was sort of a do or die moment, and it looked like you intentionally did that. It wasn't like you were trying to whiff on the tackle. It looked like you were trying to get in there and rake the ball out of there. So I mean, like, can you just sort of give us a step by step of like what you're seeing and thinking and what's happening?
Yeah, I just had to realize that I had to fit a gap, but my gap ended up getting taken. So once I realized that, it was just like something. I just had to go make a play. So I realized that he had the ball on my left side, so I just stuck my hand out there, obviously. And I honestly didn't think I got it out at first because I got up and I smacked the ground. Then I just heard everybody yelling. I was like, oh, I got it out. But overall, it was just like you look up at the scoreboard, you need a play, somebody has to make it. That's what we're talking about the whole drive. Somebody go make a play, somebody go make a play, and it just so happened to be me.
When you say your gap, someone already had your gap responsibility, where does that free you up to sort of do whatever you want to? Like you're like, all right, I can.
Yeah, you just do whatever you
Sort
want.
of
Free to
improvise.
free to trigger. Just basically like just go play, man. Just a physical game. But obviously next time, I do want to just make the tackle, but tackle like a form tackle instead of just like leaving it out there for a
Right.
question.
Right.
You guys good?
Unfair question here. Tar Heel swag versus Hokie swag.
I definitely like it here more, honestly. You got a lot more options.
A lot more options.
Yeah.
It seems like it. Seems like every 5 days you guys have something new.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you think that actually helps, like when kids come here to visit? That it's a tiny little part of the.
No, it's
the
huge.
next layer.
It's definitely huge. Having Jordan Brand and the freedom to get Jordans and just wear it across your chest, that's huge. I tell people all the time, like, sometimes they take it for granted, but like, you can sell a kid a dream just off of telling them like, you finna go play at a Jordan school instead of just a Nike school.
The ones that take it for granted, like, are the ones that have been here all along.
Yeah.
So you guys are coming from somewhere else, like, hey, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's pretty cool. That's interesting. Thanks.
Armani, where do you think you guys collectively go from here? Like, I remember you saying, what was it, the Minnesota game, like 15-0? Which, I mean, was possible, obviously. Like we're, in this moment, having suffered the loss that it was unexpected or whatever, and I guess having to sort of, I don't know, recalibrate some of what your goals are, or maybe you don't as a team. Like, where do you think you all go from here?
It was a tough loss, but obviously, you just reset. You realize that you can't slip up again. You got to come and play every week. Anybody out here in this country can get beat. So, obviously, never want to tread lightly with any opponent, and when you get the opportunity to finish a game, you got to go finish the game. So I feel like overall, we still have the same goal. It's just obviously not 15-0 now, but, still to go win. There's still plenty of opportunity out there, though. Nothing is out of reach still. We still have plenty of things we could do.
Has the intensity in practice changed since that game at all?
I would say a lot of guys are, a lot more focused, a lot more vocal. It's definitely like no lackadaisical stuff going on, man. Everybody's pushing each other to get better, and it really opened a lot of guys' eyes that that we're UNC and everybody's not just going to lay down to you. Got to come out and play. You got to lay it all on the line every week.
What's the challenge in Haynes King?
good quarterback, man. I would say like this guy here, he can run, can throw sideline to sideline. He got some fast receivers, versatile receivers too. They go play inside, outside. But overall, this guy here, he can definitely beat you with his feet. And I believe he's like the second leading rusher on the team. So you know, things like that you really got to take into consideration. You know, it limits a lot of play calls you can call, stuff like that. But overall, contain this quarterback. You know, make him make hard throws. But
I would imagine with a guy like that who can run, but also throw on the run, the eye discipline's huge this week.
definitely, you got to stay patient. You know, can't come off your reads. You know, linebackers just got to come up and rally. It's going to be a big front four game for us. I feel like we're going to make some plays out there. For
You
sure.
see the 71-yard touchdown run he had against BC? I mean, that's, you don't see quarterbacks
At
do
all.
that.
Not that much.
All right, we good?
Great stuff.
Thanks, Armani.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff.